Okay, let's jump right in. We're doing a deep dive today into Ecclesiastes chapter 6.
Right. And this one, well, it takes a pretty hard look at things.
It really does. That whole theme of futility, meaninglessness under the sun, as it says.
Exactly. Even when talking about things we usually think are great, like being wealthy or living a long time.
Yeah, so it starts with this observation, doesn't it? Something it calls an evil under the sun.
That's right. It's a heavy phrase. It describes this scenario. Someone gets wealth, possessions, honor, everything they could possibly want.
Sounds like the dream, right? On the surface, anyway.
It does. But here's the twist, the real punch.
Hmm.
The text says God doesn't enable them to enjoy it.
Um,
Instead, someone else, a stranger, gets the benefit. And the text calls that situation meaningless, a grievous evil.
wow, grievous evil. So it's not about not having things.
No, it's about having it all, but being completely unable to find any satisfaction in it yourself. That internal capacity for enjoyment just isn't there.
That really flips the script on how we usually measure success. It's about the inside, not just the outside stuff.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And, it gets even more intense. There's this really stark comparison it makes.
Yeah.
It suggests, imagine someone lives a really, really long time, like 1,000 years twice over, it says.
Yeah.
Maybe has 100 kids.
Okay. Sounds impressive. Longevity, big family.
But if that person cannot enjoy his prosperity and doesn't even get a proper burial,
Hmm.
the text says a stillborn child is actually better off.
Whoa, wait. Better off than someone who lived 2,000 years. That sounds extreme. Why?
Well, the reasoning is that the stillborn child, it comes and goes in darkness, never saw the sun, never knew anything, but it has more rest.
Rest. Okay.
More rest than the person who lived that long, possibly celebrated life, but found no real enjoyment or peace in it. And then there's the kicker. Do not all go to the same place.
Ah, right. Death comes for everyone.
Exactly. So the long life filled with striving, but no satisfaction is seen as, well, worse than never having consciously existed at all. Longevity itself isn't the prize if it's empty.
So an empty life, even a long one, is a greater tragedy. That's a challenging thought.
It is, and this connects to what it says about human effort. Like, all man's efforts are for his mouth, yet his appetite is never satisfied.
We're always working, always consuming, always wanting.
But that hunger inside, that desire,
Yeah.
it's never fully satisfied, is it? The striving itself doesn't seem to lead to fulfillment.
That definitely resonates. Feels like we're always chasing the next thing, information, experiences, whatever. Is that point of total satisfaction even reachable?
The text seems skeptical, at least through that kind of constant striving. It even questions our usual assumptions about what gives someone an edge.
How so?
It asks, what advantage has a wise man over a fool? Or what does a poor person really gain by knowing how to act around others?
So, like, being smart or socially savvy doesn't fundamentally change the big picture, the core human condition it's talking about.
That seems to be the idea. These things don't offer a real escape from the fundamental issues. And given that, the text suggests something else is better.
What's that?
Better what the eye sees than the roving of the appetite.
Yeah.
Basically, appreciating what's right in front of you, the present reality.
Instead of constantly wanting more, chasing desires.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That roving of the appetite is called, again, meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Chasing future satisfaction fueled by this endless desire. Futile.
Chasing after the wind. That phrase just nails that feeling of, like, pointless effort sometimes.
It really does. And this sense of futility ties into a feeling of limitation, maybe even predetermination.
Okay.
It says, whatever exists has already been named, and what man is has been known. No man can contend with one who is stronger than he.
So there are limits. Realities you can't just overcome by sheer will. A power greater than us setting boundaries.
Yeah, recognizing those limits. And maybe because of that, even talking endlessly about it isn't the answer.
What do you mean?
Well, it says, the more the words, the less the meaning. And how does that profit anyone?
Huh. So endless analysis doesn't necessarily get you closer to truth or meaning. Maybe just stating the reality is more potent.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
It all kind of culminates in these really deep questions at the end of the chapter.
Which are?
For who knows what is good for a man in life, during the few and meaningless days he passes through like a shadow?
Yeah.
And who can tell him what will happen under the sun after he is gone?
Right. That just hits home, the uncertainty. We don't really know what's truly good for us in this short life, and we certainly don't know the future.
It's a powerful distillation of all the limits and questions raised. So thinking about all this, the unsatisfied appetite, the limits on our striving, not knowing what's truly good, how does that land with you listening right now? Do these ancient ideas connect with your own life?
It really makes you pause, doesn't it? Makes you think about what you're actually chasing. Is it leading to real enjoyment, or is it just more chasing the wind?
Which leads to maybe the final thought to leave you with. If the text is right, if who knows what is good for a man in life, how does acknowledging that deep uncertainty maybe change how you go about searching for what's worthwhile? What does that search look like then?